A client told me today that I look 10 years younger when I do these videos with the sunlight. He's like, what about this lighting? I'm like, well, that's just me. It's just sunlight in front of the window at high noon. So 11 to 1 seems to be the best time for my, and the sunlight, natural sunlight. Anyway, but we never know when the muse might strike. Ah. So let's keep going with this relationship continuum stuff. So there's a few more I want to cover in terms of what to do and what not to do. Common mistakes people make, maybe things you've experienced that you don't like, that you haven't been able to put language to. I'll help you do that. But then also I want to cover a series of emotions like resentment and anger and, just a whole bunch of things. Fear, and what the structure of it is, and like that. Anxiety. So we've talked about so many things so far. This, I think, is the 15th or 16th video in this series in toto. And this next one is don't keep score. And it could be as simple as, well, you know, I've paid 3 times and you've only paid 2, and oh God, nobody wants to balance their account with you. Now, what's true though is when you're expressing that, there's probably some internal boundary you've gone over. It all looks like we're going to go into resentment, and so you need to honor that. But you can't hold them accountable to that, because you can't hold them accountable to agreements they haven't made, which is something we'll go into in depth in the relationship Genesis when we get to that portion of the series. But what is resentment? What's the structure of resentment? The structure of resentment is allowing somebody to cross your boundaries, meaning either you didn't say anything, or you said something but you didn't hold the boundary firmly, or you didn't realize it was a boundary for you, and so you start to feel this resentment. Resentment has a particular texture. Like, it's not frustration or anger. Those are they're more it's more forward in a little bit higher in the body, more forward too. Or is it back? Anyway, there's a different location and a different texture. You'll start to notice these things within yourself the more you observe your own physical sensations when you're experiencing emotions. But resentment has a particular texture, a particular acidity, but what you've done is you've allowed them to cross your boundaries, and then you're blaming them for it, which is just the ultimate bait and switch bullshit, like low-level game. So if you're feeling resentment, it means you have the locus of responsibility and the power there. You've allowed someone to cross your boundaries. So you either need to express them, you need to take responsibility for yourself, take care of yourself, or you need to stop crossing them ourselves, because I know I've certainly many times continued to cross my own boundaries. And you've got that internal no, like you should say no. You're like, but I'll go ahead and for whatever reason. Could be anything from you just love them to death and you want them to have everything, to straight up codependence and everywhere in between. Meaning that you're afraid that they won't like you and you're terrified of that and you need them to like you, which is a particular kind of hell. So that's the structure of resentment. But it is pointing to an interior boundary that you need to be aware of, and you need to distinguish for yourself, and you need to express so that you can stop feeling resentment. And then you need to hold it, regardless of your desire in the moment, to do the thing, or to have the connection. Or don't sacrifice yourself for connection. Nobody ever wins for that. So keeping score is one horrible way that shows up. Don't do that. Well, you went out last weekend, and I give nobody. Who cares? Really, who cares? If you got a tally sheet at home in your mind, or you're just in the wrong. You shouldn't be dealing with people. You should be a gamer or something. I don't know, something. Human humor, blah blah blah. Distraction. Relationship continuum. More to come.